at 8 a.m.
Butt Hash, Jack Miller, Fox 30 News.
Good stuff at Combo Breaker with SC2 Lord Harris. Your matches were hype. Could you recommend a Tekken 7 character for a Tekken noob?
Hey, Butthole Bob, thanks very much. Everyone always asks me that question, and I think my final answer after using my lifelines is that you should pick the character you like. I keep saying this to everybody, but you gotta pick the character you like the most. Because in the end, no matter what character you use, it's the game that's really challenging, and even the easiest character will feel very hard to control when you fight against a player that's a lot better than you, right? When you feel like, when you're overwhelmed, you're gonna be overwhelmed regardless of the character. So you should really focus on the one that you can connect with aesthetically, or maybe they have a move that you like, or they have some kind of strategy that you're into, whether it be crush moves or parries. Maybe you're into gay parries, right? So maybe you'll get into a character that has parries or whatever, you know? Or maybe you're into the tier list. Yeah, check the tier list. A lot of people, you know, the game's been out for a while. There are new tier lists coming out of Asia all the time. Maybe you can check out the tier list and pick a character that you think is good. But let me tell you something about tier lists and Tekken. The worst character on the tier list can be very, very hard to beat in a tournament setting. And in fact, a lot of these Asian tier lists that you see, they are specifically for long sets. Like, when they rank a character very low, it's because in a long death match, it's going to be hard for that character to produce results. But in 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 5, even the shittiest character can be very, very good. In fact, sometimes better. Because a character like Amishima, for example, not only is it very high execution, but you have to perform in the clutch, right? So that character might be a lot better if you're chilling with your shoes off, sitting at an arcade machine, smoking cigarettes in a Korean arcade, trying to decide whether a character is good or not. You know, while if you're hella nervous on the, you know, main stage at Evo, Devil Jin might not be as good as you may think, you know. So my point is, don't worry too much about those tier lists, because they're really like from the perspective of, you know, players who are looking at it in terms of long sets. And as far as tournaments go, the game is super balanced. Oops. You know what I mean? Jeez. There's going to be people asking me so many questions. So, here, this guy says, how do you feel about King or Paul for newcomers? You got to remember, I just said a bunch of shit right now. And all that shit that I just said, if you heard it, then you wouldn't ask that question, I don't think. And I'm not going to repeat it. But anyway, how's it going?